Hi everyone, it is Sunday, April 19th, and I am finally getting around to recording my poem of the day. I want to start today's poem of the day recording by thanking Mr. Richardson and Ms. Bissett again for all of the hard work that they're doing. I don't know what's going on. I can't, it's just going to be a bad hair day. Sometimes you have bad hair days, and that's that. Oh well. It is what it is. But thank you to Mr. Richardson and Ms. Bissett for all of their hard work and for everyone else who's been offering submissions to this awesome project that is really turning into something wonderful. My students have been submitting their own readings for our class, and it's one of the most wonderful things about this whole experience so far. There's so many things. It's brought me peace. It's kept me centered every day, looking for a poem and reading a poem and reflecting and making these videos. But the one thing that I haven't really spoken about yet, I don't think, is that it's gotten me writing again a little bit. And I want to preface what I'm about to do by making very clear, very, very clear, by no means am I comparing myself to any of the esteemed poets I have read their work, whose work I've read in the last month. But it's really interesting. I was talking with one of my bandmates. We send each other a song every day of, like, this is the song I'm thinking about today. Kind of like the poem of the day. It's just an audience of one. And instead of sending a song, I sent over the Tiny Desk concert of Andrew W.K. a while ago. It was a week or two ago, maybe. And if you don't know who Andrew W.K. is, most of his songs are like heavy hard rock about partying, songs like It's Time to Party Hard, things like that. So and his Tiny Desk concert was him with a piano, and he said something along the line, 13 minutes into his NPR's Tiny Desk concert, somebody was like, like, are you afraid of what you're doing? And like, what do you hope people feel? And he was like, I don't hope people feel anything. I'm misquoting him, but the point is, he's saying, like, I want to live in that uncomfortable place where, like, I might fail because I'm trying something, and I don't want people to be inspired if they are cool, but I want to, like, live in that zone where it's cool to, like, try things and make mistakes. In any event, I've been writing way more than I have recently. I've been struggling to read fiction recently, with everything going on. I can't get my mind to focus on a world that's not this one around us, even though I know that would probably be very healthy. And I've been writing way more than I have probably in 10 years. And I wrote a poem for my son Miles, because today is his birthday. So I'm going to read this poem for the poem of the day. I think it's the first original submission for this adventure that we've been on, this literary adventure that we've been on. Some part of me, even though I'm an ELA teacher, I'm at least a casual science nerd, I don't know. I was just thinking about this day, his first birthday, which ended up being a wonderful, wonderful day. It was such a great day, and I hope he had half as much fun as I did for his birthday. I was thinking about life. I was thinking about him. I was thinking about what it means to be a parent. And I kind of just got, like, stuck on this little science kick. I don't want to over-explain it. I'll answer questions if there are questions, I guess. But this is a poem I wrote for my son on his first birthday. And I'm going to read it to you now, I guess. Yeah, I'm just going to... It's a funny vision I had captured, popped into my head walking the dog in the rain last week. And I've been tinkering with it and things like that. So I'm just going to read it, I guess. So this is for you. I'm not so... Again, I'm not so egotistical to think that my writing stands up to any of the wonderful authors who have been shared so far. I don't dislike the idea of him having this recording in the future, though. That's all. So, this is a poem I wrote for my son Miles on his first birthday. Happy birthday, Miles. It's called Heliocentrism. When I arrive in the room, keys jangling at my belt loop, a nervous exhalation, almost like a laugh. They'd already been at it for centuries. Kepler drawing loop-de-loops on the green blackboard, chalky fingerprints spotting the seams of his sportcoat, unbuttoned, as something like cigarette smoke swirls near the interrogation-cell light, penduluming from the center of a very square room. Nothing is perfectly round, he continues, especially not out there, eliciting a chorus of bully, bully in some old Florentine lingo. Jeers from all the Greeks. It's pronounced æther, except, of course, from Samos. You wouldn't know her. She goes to a different school. Copernicus over in the corner, ransacking the donuts, sprinkles stuck between his teeth, gloating. Just say it. Say I was right. Just say it once. While Ptolemy tempers his anger at his primitive tools. It wasn't his fault he was born in the wrong time, after all. But that's showbiz, baby. Newton mostly leans back, cooler in this stuffy room than he ever was on his first go-round. Can we joke about that here, now? Something foul-smelling bouncing on the fulcrum of his lower lip like a diving board, muttering something about something being heavy or something, slowly striking a match, playing a silent drumbeat, and stacking it, smoking, topmost on the half-burnt sulfur-scented structure on the table before him. The street-level empiricist next to him points the paper mess between his index and middle finger at the almost pyre, joking, "Who's Barry Denner, moi?" Always his own best audience, turning first his fingertips toward himself, then his attention, only briefly, back to the discussion, inhaling deeply, asking Isaac what even started this whole conversation in the first place. The cacophony crescendos, clippings canter like headlines, scrolling chirons, Seleucus simply monitoring the ebb and flow of the argument, Pythagoras calculatingly countering and parrying insults, Althussi, starstruck, staying mostly quiet. As he shouts, mouthfuls of pastry fall from Copernicus. Galileo looks a bit more closely across the table at Descartes, whose major contribution to the whole thing seems to be just thinking about it. He's just jazzed about being on the show, man. I clear my throat timidly, seeking not to stop their momentum, at which Newton sputters, chuckling, and I, once more, the chaos, settling slowly as Archimedes retorts, "No, screw you," after someone calls him simple, the last distinguishable fortissimo in a dissonant piano. They slowly swivel their seats toward me, brushing their crumbs and chalk and ash off their hands and onto the table, their laps, and wait for me, of all people, to say something. Herschel, hulking at the green board, lifts his hands, spreads his fingers briefly. A fire burns in Brahe's eye, certain he knows what I'm about to say, as Torinensis breathes a chocolate viench into the space. I motion, not to the Danish, but to the man who's reached that phase of his tour de breakfast, both of our eyebrows raised, his in anticipation, raspberry jam orbiting his mouth, mine in congratulations, and he smiles. Because after a year of researching on my own, I now know, and I let him know, he was right. He was always so right. Thank you for listening and for joining me. Miles, whenever you are old enough to science, happy birthday. I love you very much. If this poem did not tell you that. I'm very, very grateful for the opportunity to send something like this out into the world, for my little guy and for anyone else who'd like to listen. So, thank you for humoring me, and thank you for your time. Please make sure that you continue being good to yourself, be well, be kind, take care of yourself, take care of the people around you, wash your hands, please. And let's keep leaning on the science, because it's what's going to help us out here. And yeah, thank you to everyone, and obviously a shout out to my lovely wife, with whom this poem, and obviously my son Miles, would not be a thing. All right, that's enough from me. If you're still here, I appreciate it. If you have any feedback, I think I'm willing to listen to it, I guess. So, thank you, and take care of yourselves. We'll see you tomorrow for another edition of the Poem of the Day for Marathon Monday, or what would have been Marathon Monday. All right, bye-bye.